I should be running.
Cool. Let's check.
Hey, you on? Freedom outside.
Mm-hmm.
Says
And
upcoming.
GMS London SW.
On Jimmy's. All right, let's go.
Says upcoming.
I was gonna say it's live.
He's saying one person watch.
One's watching. All right.
Yeah, it's quite upside.
Got there.
Yep.
Okay. All right, first of all, we will give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Chakadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders,
Double honors.
to the apostles of GMS, and shalom out there to the whole world, pushing this truth north sincerely, man. Another wet day in Babylon, where things are heating up. You know, the whole situation with the whole Kirky, Captain Kirk,
Yep.
right? Charlie,
Yep.
Charlie Kirk, right? You see how they're using these martyrs for truth and righteousness, right? And the administration, Trump and these guys are using these things to progress things along with their agendas, man. Because who is he to be a martyr? Really?
Yeah.
Someone that spoke a particular narrative that helps the elite's agendas. And so you got the world, America really, but like being, thrown back and forth about, who did it, why it was done,
Yeah. Stirring up tension.
Mm.
Left versus right.
left versus
Mhm.
right,
You know.
right? So it's giving excuses for more enforcement to come into play.
Yeah. What you call it? I saw some headlines. Didn't read into them, but saw some headlines, basically going into how basically I think it was France said that social media should be banned for people of under a certain age.
Yep.
Right. And it also talked about having a curfew. One country talked about having a curfew on social media. Right. So as the saying goes, never let a good situation go to waste.
Right? And the thing you don't understand, or people don't understand about these elites, right, is that they're not simply just waiting for a situation to occur.
Mm.
They're making them occur. Right? They're making them occur, and making people scapegoats for this and for that, to give them reason and to give them energy to, like I said, go forward with the agenda, right? So let me.
Yeah. I just see. It's quite interesting on the news. It says Charlie Kirk killing invoked to bolster UK's largest far right rally in decades. It says the killing of Charlie Kirk is being used by Tommy Robinson to mobilize support before what is expected to be Britain's largest far right rally in decades.
Right, so it's fanning the fire, not just in America, but elsewhere in the planet, here in the UK.
Mhm.
Right, these are using these events, to like I said, go forward with the agenda and bring in more draconian laws, more draconian legislations.
Mhm.
I hear Trump just call back the National Guard from Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah.
All right, but there's plans for
Yeah.
other states.
Because once again on that, right, it was basically saying
Shalom,
how
Yahweh Hashem Shabbat
Shalom,
Shalom.
shalom. Yeah, good brother. On that, basically one of the things that they were saying was, once again, read the headline. It was going into how right now it's all been Democrat states, right? And now it could make it look a bit funny legally. So there's like, well, F it, we're going to go after Republican states as well. We're going to show you, right, that it's all been part of the plan, right? Apostles, bishops, elders on down said the same thing, man, right?
Like I said, it's a continuing narrative. They want to know, but they're talking about this who was the shooter's name? His name though. But they revealed it today, right? I think they revealed it today. And he's just
22-year-old.
22-year-old white dude, right? Disgruntled, right? But he's a Democrat or whatever, right? and basically they were saying, oh, he was radicalized at some point.
Mhm.
And part of the whole, you can't, they don't want certain people using the internet for this and that, the other.
Mhm.
They want to know what you've been watching.
Mhm.
Why do you know what what views did he have? Why did he have those types of views?
Mhm.
Right. So that kind of spans out to everybody because everybody's influenced by somebody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You got fucking idiots like Tate.
Yeah, saying that if you like whoever inspired them or whoever you see,
Yeah.
they should be put to death essentially.
Put in prison or whatever
Yeah.
you're saying.
And even Trump speaking about the death penalty
That's right.
based upon this guy.
Let me grab this, right? This is
Yeah.
from 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. That Satan should get an advantage of us because he's trying to get an advantage. He's doing these things to get an advantage on us, on people, right? But he can't do things that you see. Basically, we don't see what he's doing, so he can't really deceive the elect like he deceives everybody else, right? So we know why he's using guys like Charlie Kirk, right? Why he's using guys like this to forward his agenda, because he's playing off that paradigm of the left and the right, right? And race, the races, and also you know
Ideology.
ideologies, right? That's what right. That's what he's playing on, and everybody that's not in line with government rhetoric, right, is an enemy and a danger to everybody else.
And we've had the precedent for it because you had what's this lady? She was the old Prime Minister of New Zealand during the CV, and she said something. She said, "If you don't hear it from us, it's not true."
Mm.
And that's the world that they're going into, man. The Ministry of Truth.
Yeah, and it's funny how like this dude was killed supposedly by a so-called white boy, but now it's like
It wasn't caught for 33 hours.
yeah, he's been called for fame.
These things always pop up,
Yeah,
these
yeah.
numbers, and these weird situations.
Yeah, yeah. Dude died at 33.
Mhm.
And what's interesting is that even though he was killed by a so-called white boy, the tensions of Jake and Esau come to the forefront.
Yep.
Because basically online, Jake, influencers and people who were famous, they're mocking his death
Mhm.
because obviously this guy, when that George Floyd died, he was speaking about George Floyd was supposed to die, blah blah, whatever. Which is, hey, it's true, But the point is, now it's like the tension between Jake and Esau is come to the forefront even more so,
Sure.
and even to the point, this rally over here, they said 40,000 people.
Oh, I had like 100.
Oh, you see?
Yeah,
I heard it could be up to a million.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it just shows you, man, that catalyst in the earth, man.
Yeah.
The flames of judgment have been fanned. Do you have more on that?
I've got something else.
Yeah,
You're saying?
I have a precept. This is Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
So this is what Esau's setting up.
Yeah.
As it's been in the works for a long time, right? And Trump has been a real big push
Mhm.
for these things to start happening. And you see how Trump's moving.
Mhm.
Right? We say it all the time now. But every new event, brings you that's closer to these prophecies being fulfilled.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna sound like broken records, but that's just what's happening. And you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna find yourself in those positions that we keep talking about when the mark of the beast comes in. When you ain't got the money in the bank no more. All these different things, it's gonna force you into this direction that Esau's been preparing for you, man.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Yeah, it says, it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to the wizards, to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord,
Mhm.
and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Which in spirit, hey man, that Trump is coming in that vibration. Since this dude Charlie Kirk died, straight thing was the death penalty being spoken about, which Trump has already been spoken about before people's heads being taken off.
And this is the very same reason why he's saying that some of the states they're not protecting their citizens well enough. So that's why you got to take the National Guard there to crack down on violence and that. So when you got things like people like Charlie Kirk getting quote assassinated or whatever, that's an excuse for him to go and do that there. To bring the armies onto his own doorstep. And it's because it's supposed to be like there's the Roman term, isn't it? Like they got in the constitution. The military is not meant to operate on home soil, right? To be used against the people, right? But that's exactly what's happening now. Even though it's not quote unquote the military, it's National Guard or whatever. All these subsections of the military, right? That Trump is able to do that because the police are not equipped necessarily, right? To do what that Trump wants to do, because they kind of act with impunity. Police get criticized and all that kind of business. But National Guard, well, they're just doing the job of the president type thing. Anymore?
Yeah. This is Habakkuk 2:1, and it says, "I will stand upon my watch and set me on the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, by the end he shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry." And that's something that, in terms of martial law, more uproars of the people, the establishment of the mark of the beast, the racial problems and tensions just rising, people not regarding their kings or priests, and then of course they're actually standing like in their own power, like especially that assassination taking place on the TV screen. Esau's got a victim mindset, so don't act like that. Even though again it wasn't done by so-called Jake, they will attach that as to say, what, because that person did it,
or anyone that speaks
in
against,
line.
whoever speaks against that person or that thing or whatever,
It's basically like an enemy.
Yeah.
In fact, I even saw one chief of police or whatever it was saying, he thought it was like the person who killed him was like a migrant or a foreigner.
But they're quick to throw those because it sets off your other Edomites, man.
Yeah.
If all the facts are stated,
Yeah.
they throw the shit like that, and Edomites go mad.
Yeah.
Edomites go mad, man.
And then basically he even said he was upset to find out it was one of their own. But again, when Esau feels as he's a victim, he will just attach that to other people anyway. Because remember, the main people this guy spoke out, against was our people in it, Jake.
Yeah.
So it's like now that he's dead and Jake is not it, like Jake will get blamed for it fucking anyway.
I think he's just water on the leaves, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just check. Making sure the camera.
Yeah.
But that's the point there.
Yeah. That was it on that.
Yeah.
It's Psalm 64, verse 2. It says, "Hide me from the sea."
I was just trying to find that quote. He said,
"Oh, yeah.
It's that one. And it is contra Stevens.
Quite possibly.
It says, soldiers must not be used against the citizens at home.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Posse comitatus. That's what I was thinking about.
In American law, the idea parallels the Posse Comitatus Act 1878, which restricts using U.S. military for the domestic law enforcement.
But that's exactly what Trump's doing now. He's wielding the power that he's got as a totalitarian, as a dictator, to roll up in these different cities, right? And like I said, there's probably some legal loophole that says, well, they're not actual military, they're National Guard or whatever. They're pretty, you know what it's like, these devils. But like, he's pretty circumventing that by using the National Guard.
Oh, so what I actually did was I asked Chat GBT to show me modern examples of that law being broken, and it's given me like 4-5 examples, and